Okay, where we are? Don't say narration student. Class, Node.js. So guys, anyway, so you got it right, how to do that. We are using Node.js project. So here, the main thing, what we can understand guys in the Node.js. Yeah. Okay. So in Node.js guys, so first we need to install Node.js into your EC2. Okay, this is the first requirement. So if it is a Docker, from Node.js, okay? Clear? So we are using NVM, Node Version Manager. By using NVM, we are going to install Node.js. So whenever install Node.js, whenever install Node.js, we'll get npm. Is this clear? Why npm? To install dependencies. Here npm is Node Program Manager. Node Program Manager. It will install required dependencies from package.json. Okay, package.json. Perfect. So if we have a npm, we can run npm install, npm install, right? So we'll get all dependencies. We'll download all dependencies. So guys, if you want to run the project, first require dependencies, right? If you want to run any project, first require dependencies required. In the Maven also, without dependencies, we can't run the project, right? First, we need to install the dependencies, then run the project. So if you give npm install, we'll get all dependencies. And then if dependencies are there, you can start the project. Understand? npm start. Clear? So here node version manager is manage the version system. Okay, manage the version system. So package.json, nvm, npm. And one more is there, lock. JSON. So this is to lock the version, guys. Lock the version for project. Perfect. Clear all the things here? Yes, this is very new for us. Even though if we know this just 4 points, we can run Node.js project also, right? See, the difference is in the Docker file only. If you are able to run the Docker file, next process we know, right? Then why we need to leave Node.js project also? That's what I'm discussing here, okay? Mhm. Don't stick on only map and Java Maven process, okay? We can just go with this process also and Python also. So we can plan for 5 projects actually after complete the training. So each project on one different platforms, okay? Okay, so now, okay, let's start the work now. So let's go for here. This is the project, right? So I'm just going to clone here. So my Docker, yeah. So Docker PS. So one more is running. So we can remove that one also. Okay, now Docker PS. Yes, yes. We'll include all the tools. Yes. That is final project. I'm going to include all the tools from the scratch. Already we are done Terraform, right? Did you complete or not? I have given one task to you. Yeah, Terraform, just managing Jenkins. I have given one task, remember or not? Yeah. Any questions, guys, but don't put on hold at any work, okay? Any question, anytime you just ping me. Mentors and me, okay? Don't compromise. So I will be available till 1, no problem, night. So next, okay. So I need to clone the repo, right? First, I need to clone the repo. So Git, let me check Git is there or not. Okay, Git is not there. So I'm installing everything manually here, but we can do it by using user data. Okay. So now go for Git version. Okay. So Git clone. So first I need to switch to project. Sorry, not this one. Something is there, Swiggy, something is there, right? Okay. So here, if you can see, there is a Kubernetes. Just leave for that at this time. Okay. And we have a something SRC. Inside SRC, the code coverage and all there. So package.lock, package lock JSON to lock your version, package.json to add your dependencies, and required photos for this project. I mean, background run some photos, right? So that for the photos here. Anyway, everything is there. So my code is there in where, guys? Very good, SRC. But my package.json is there outside of the SRC. Is this clear? Now, if I want to run npm command, where should I run? Clear this directory only, right? Not for SRC, right? So if I go inside SRC, here my npm will not run. Why? Package.json is not here. Same like Maven. Understand? In the Maven also, pom.xml is where your pom.xml is there only. You're able to run your Maven goals. Okay, if you are inside of the source code, it will not run. Understand? CD, C, back. Understand here? Exactly. So now, okay, VI ls. Yeah, Docker file is there, right? So vi Docker file. Just go here now. The first one is what? I'm going to install Node.js. This is not virtualization concept. I'm just explaining in the Docker concept. So I'm taking Node.js directly, 16th version. Okay, Node.js 16th version I'm taking here. Set the working directory, work directory app. So I'm creating one, I'm taking one app directory here. So here I'm just copying my JSON into there. I mean, I'm moving my entire project into there. So first I'm moving copy.json. Why? I need to run dependencies first. Without add dependencies, if you run your project, it will not run. First, I'm taking Node.js. I'm taking dependencies package.json. After run, I will take entire project into there where my package.json is there in the directory. Is this clear? Okay. After that, simple. You can run the entry point npm start. Okay, this is for what? Expose 3000. If you give or not, this will work on 3000 only. Just I'm saying here, it will run on 3000. But even though you need to enable your port forwarding, okay, don't think like if I give 3000, it will run by default 3000. It will not like that. You need to again port forward to different number, 3001 or 3002. Okay, this is for your application run port number. So by default application port number, we cannot access from the outside. Okay. Okay. Let's, yeah, how to build this? Docker build -t. Do one thing, guys. Do the practice today. If you have any questions, we can repeat same class. Don't worry. Okay. This is very important. These concepts are very important. So here we can, if you are understand here everything, there is no blocker for us. If you are able to write a Docker file, then there is no any stoppers for us. We can directly go Kubernetes. We can do everything. That is very straight approach forward, straightforward approach. Okay. Here the changes will come. Even here, developers and you both can work together for this Docker file. Okay. So I'm giving the image name is, I'm giving Node.js image name. I'm giving Node.js. I'm going to run dot. Can I, okay, let me, okay. So guys, here, if I give like this, my Docker file is going to build, which is there on my same directory. Okay. For example, I can create one more Docker file in the same directory. Don't confuse what I'm saying here. I can create same Docker file, one more directory, but this time I'm going to change the name of the Docker file. If an interviews, can we create different name of the Docker file? Almost 50% people no. They said no, but yes, answer is yes, we can create. But in real time, we are not following this approach, but this possibility is there. Certification question also. Okay. If I go inside now, so you can create, for example, from I'm taking Python. What we can observe here? No. If you can see here, there is a difference here. Syntax validation. If you can see, there is no highlighters here, right? Why? It's not a default Docker file. You are creating custom Docker file. That's what here we are unable to see different validation here. Understand? So if you are normal Docker file, we can see here different blue color here, different color, right? So now if you can, okay, now if you want to build this one, Docker file -f, you have to give your Docker file name here. So yeah, and tag name and give your any name. So test image and dot. Understand? So here, okay. If I give here, if I want to run main Docker file, no need to give -f here, right? Understand? So if you can see the normal, okay, this is wrong. Actually, Docker build. So Docker build -t. If I give tag name, for example, test, this is the actual Docker file run command. But you are specifying different file name. So we have to give -f here. Understand the difference here? We need to define your Docker. See, if you can go my document, everything is there. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay. So custom file. So if I run now, it is going to run, no problem. It is going to run. You can create any name of the Docker file, but that is not a default one. So I'm running Python only, right? So first what you need to do, uh, first practice. Hey, what is this here? Okay, follow like this. Okay. So just click on this GitHub and you can go for Node.js EC2. Okay. What? Not recording. Say recording. Anyway, so just first install Node.js on your EC2 instance, then start your Docker. Don't directly come the Docker. Okay, understand? Let's go to the process now. Okay, this is different one. Where I am? Where is my EC2 instance here? This one? Huh? Not this one. Let's close this one. Close this one. Close this one. Not this one. Then where is my EC2 instance? This one, huh? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. This is different one. Anyway. So ls already clone the repo, right? cd swiggy ls. Okay. So what I need to do now? I need to build my actual Docker file. So what is the command? Docker build -t. Oh, Node.js. Okay. Yeah. Yes, be ready for Sunday test AWS, okay? My intention is at least if I give 25 questions, okay? If you know or not, at least after that you can prepare that question, right? That is my intention. That is for enough for your interview. If I give one question, definitely you have to perform some lab to understand that. So that is for revision or you are starting your process again. For that, my intention. Yeah, multiple choices only, but it is not like multiple choices. Looks like multiple choices, choice questions, but it is like a different questions. As I said, whatever answer you are going to pick, you have to explain that answer, stick on that answer, and why you are pick that answer, you have to explain that. Explain means don't give single quotations, huh? So that reason is to run. Don't give that. You have to explain how you can write a notes in your. You can give anything. So you can write 3 pages as I don't have any problem. I can validate. Okay. As I said, I can take care of that. If I write 3 pages, how SAR can validate? Please don't think like that. I can. Okay. Okay. Still it is building. So this is first time it is taking time, right? Next time onwards, it will quickly done. Okay. Meanwhile, how to log in the container? Docker exe, -it, container, and bin bash. Okay. Exec will, guys, just you can understand now. We have a 10 minutes time. Meanwhile, it is processing. Now, I want to do this process by using Jenkins. How can we do it? Okay, anyway, this is done. Let me. So Docker images. So which image? This one. So one entire project is 1.23 GB only. Entire project. So for this 1 GB, why we need to deploy EC2 instance? Understand why we need to create for 1 GB for one instance, and only not only for one instance. To give high availability, we need to maintain 2 3 instances. To create, to give access to public, I need to configure load balancer. So the high availability, we need to configure auto scaling. So many things, right? Here only Kubernetes will give solution for everything. For this image, it will take care. So this is done for Docker. Actual in real time, this is Docker. That's it. Don't go in depth of Docker. No use. If you can go in depth, even though I'm going to cover. So I just given content, I'm going to cover, but no use. Focus on, the more things on Docker file, next Kubernetes. So I'm going to cover Docker volumes, Docker network, Docker compose, Docker swarm, but those are not using. Okay. When I say volume, image is going to hand to Kubernetes. Kubernetes is taking care of the volume. Kubernetes is taking care of the network, everything Kubernetes. But even though we can discuss, just 2 3 days we can discuss the next components. On Monday onwards, we can go for Kubernetes. Okay. But we can just work on more Docker files. That is very important. Python, Node.js, whatever it is, whatever we know. So we can work on that. So my image is ready, right? My image is ready now. How to run this image? Docker run -dt detached terminal -p source code. Huh? Local host port. That is local host means EC2 instance port number. Okay. So you can give anything here, right? But here, actual application, Node.js runs on 3000. Jenkins runs on 8080. Nginx runs on 80. Python Flask framework work on 5000. Like that, it will change. Okay. Next, Node.js. So my container is running now. So let's how to access this public IP. and local host port. The local host port already link with your application port. Anyway, network concept you can easily understand. I will take care of that. 3001. Okay. So you can order anything. Okay. Guys, once again, I'm saying is, so this is static application. When I say static, if I click on this, nothing will come. Okay. So don't try to order anything. But one thing I can say, guys, I mean, my planning is to implement a project, include database also. See, if there is no database, we cannot click anything here. If the database is there, your request will go to database and give us some order, right? So this is for okay. Okay, I just write a Docker file. We can deploy and we can run by using Kubernetes. We can give high availability, but this request will go finally into the database, right? So you should more focus on DB also. Yes, DB team separately, DB team also there, but you need to understand at least 30% DB knowledge required. That I will take care. Don't worry. Okay. So if you are getting any challenges on DB, definitely DB team is there. Any project, one DB person is mandatory, like a DevOps engineer. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Now let's go to log in our container first. Log in our container. How to log in? First of all, how to check my container is running or not? My container is running. That's what I'm able to access. So, okay. The best practice, whenever run your container, you need to check your container is running or not. If you can see, what is this? Entry point. That's what we are able to see this command here. Understand? So by this command only your container is running. Okay. If you're not give this command, your image will build, but container will not run. Understand? So container will run means what? We're saying to container, you run this command, inside everything will be there so that we can access. So if I go to my container, am I able to see entire code and all? Yes, right? If there is no code, there is no dependencies. If container will run npm start, nothing is there means how it is going to execute. Understand? So what is this? What's going on here? We are creating an image. We are giving to container. This is image. Run this image by using npm start. Image contains what? Source code dependencies. Is this clear? So here, if you can see on top of my EC2 instance, I just ran npm start. Inside code and dependencies already there. But if I say to Docker container, you run npm start means first I need to convert into image format, everything. So I have done on the EC2 instance, not required any image, right? So I just go into my source code directory. I just ran npm start. I'm able to start my Node.js server. But in that Docker, I need to give everything into the image format, not for source code. I mean, not for dependencies. All are into the image format. Now my image is ready. I'm going to run that image. Whenever you run image means what? This command you are running indirectly. Understand this? Docker run image name means that you are running your source code, you are running your dependencies with this command. Understand? So if you can come here into my GitHub, yeah, npm start what? You are going to start your project. Your project is not there in the image format here. Why? This is not a Docker. This is EC2 instance. But if you run this npm start, we need an image. Your source code dependency should be there in image format. Okay, so this image is what? Docker image. Okay, this Docker image contains what? Code plus dependencies all. Understand? So whenever run the Docker file, you just convert into Docker image, right? Yes. Now, if you can see here, your image is ready, right? Your image is ready. So you are going to run your image npm start. Understand? You run your image by using npm start. Whenever run your image npm start, one container will create. So this container will give the response to outside. Understand? So this command will run inside container. That is the meaning. For example, see guys, let's go to my Docker file. ls vi Docker file. Insert. I'm just giving st only. Docker build -t, give different name, image name. Already image is there, right? So, okay, you can give demo dot. If you can give demo, otherwise my image name is what? Node.js, right? Node.js v1, Node.js version v1. Okay, it is taking time. So it is in the build stage. Anyway, so okay, we can see tomorrow. Already time is done. So what is the expected output here? Error or build the image? I think this is T2 micro, right? So I'm running multiple things. Okay, yes, we can see tomorrow. Anyway, already time is over. Yeah, it is taking time. So tomorrow class, we can compare all Docker files, Python, Node.js, and first we can learn uh, Java project, Spring Boot. So how to call multiple builds in the same Docker file. When I say multiple builds, here from is only one, right? How to handle different from, I mean, from Maven, from Tomcat. This is multi-build Docker file. Very, very important real time. Okay, guys. So once again, I'm saying don't miss this 1 month classes. Okay. The reason you can understand after 1 month. If you miss, it's very difficult to gain the knowledge on Kubernetes and Docker. Okay. So may you think we'll go for Udemy, we'll go for something. It's very difficult. You can go once. Try to understand Docker file creation from there. They are saying some stories, different stories. Maybe it's very difficult to understand. I'm saying that. They're saying right. I'm not denying them. They're saying right only, but we are unable to understand that process and all. Especially Kubernetes is very difficult. Docker is heavy, not Docker is heavy, Docker is lightweight. Guys, don't say Docker is heavy, Docker is lightweight. EC2 is heavy. Your on-premises server is heavy. So the Docker requirement is what? Linux commands. That's it. Linux commands, if you know Linux commands, you can easily understand Docker. So simple thing, how you can run your project, the steps we are configuring to Docker file. So if you know how to configure the project in the manual step, very easy for, that's what I covered, how to install Node.js and EC2 first. So same steps here, Docker file. Understand? Yeah. Without practice, very difficult. Once again, I'm saying, I will just spend every day 15 minutes only. My class notes, I will verify. It will not work out here. You have to spend at least 2-3 hours. Run different Docker files. What is the error you are getting? Okay. So many things are there in that. Anyway, it is taking time, guys. We can discuss, we can continue from tomorrow, this class. Okay. Yeah. So I have shared all the, I think already my GitHub repository in the Telegram. You can just do the practice. First complete manual process, then go for Docker. Okay. Bye.